What's up guys? 8-day marathon of judo has concluded and now it's time to step back and take a closer look at the most technical, powerful and creative throws from this year's World Championships. So sit back, pour yourself
a little bit of the bubbly
and enjoy. We start with one of my favorite throws of the tournament, this advanced form of spinning Uchimata Makikomi. By looking at her stance and grip, you would think that she would go for left Uchimata, but the opposite happens. She makes a sharp turn around and scores with right Uchimata Makikomi. The next one is more in the category of power. In this case, opponent does a cardinal mistake of staying in close distance with Russian judoka, especially considering that he doesn't have sleeve grip. A silly mistake that leads to this massive uranage. Judo is a young man's game, but this does not count for Thelma Monteiro. Even at the age of 35, she could still produce massive throws like this Kosoto Gake. In the next entry, we have a classical Russian move, feint a forward throw and attack with backward sweep. A brilliant use of action-reaction to get this picturesque technique. Speaking about picturesque moves, look at this GOSHI from Szabina Gercsak. The opponent glides over her hip like a ragdoll, effortless execution. In the following entry, we have Dzimitry Minkou from Belarus and this Hiroto Okada style Kouchi GARI. He just wraps around opponent's leg and nails him into the mat. Yakiv Khammo from Ukraine had a stellar performance in Budapest, winning 4 of his 5 matches with Ippon. This massive YOKO GURUMA won him his second bronze medal in World Championships. With the next throw, we have another Ukrainian judoka, Artem Khomula, and this beautiful Uchimata in the first round of mixed team competition. Eva Csernoviczki from Hungary is famous for her SODE TSURIKOMI GOSHI, and in Budapest she added another big one into her highlight reel. Next, we have one of my favorite techniques, Kosoto GARI and this top-notch Ippon from Julia Tolofua from France. We follow this with another technique I like a lot, Oto-Imala and this side TSURIKOMI ASHI in the second round of the tournament. Tato Grigalashvili from Georgia is mostly a left-sided player, but in this next entry he surprises his opponent by going for a right-sided Korean tie OTOSHI. High-level stuff from a young Georgian. Kosoto GARI is one of those throws that require full commitment. You either go all in or you get countered with Kosoto Gaeshi like in this instance. In the next entry, we have Kochman Lee from Israel and this cross-grip ASHI GURUMA. A difficult technique to execute, but he made it look easy. In Budapest, Anja Obradović became only the second female judoka from Serbia to win medal in World Championships. Her highlight of the tournament was this slick YOKO gake in the third round match. Sweden had two medalists in this year's World Championships. One of them was bronze medalist Markus Nyman. His best move in Budapest was the Sumi Gaeshi. In the next entry, we have, in my opinion, the cleanest uchimata of the tournament. A quick stomp to stagger opponent, nice elevation, and a good control after the throw. Nothing else to add, a nice uchimata from Uzbekistan's Turayev. If there was an award for the man of the tournament, it would probably have to go to Jorge Fonseca from Portugal. He won all of his 5 matches by ippon and retained his title of world champion. My favorite throw from him was this wraparound SODE TSURIKOMI GOSHI in the third round. We rarely see Seoi Nage with one knee down, but Joachim Dwarby is one of the best in the world when it comes to this variation. In Budapest, he proved this one more time. Another rare thing is kneeling Osotogari or Otoshi. It rarely produces clean ippons, but in Budapest, Rodrigo Costa Lopez nails this variation perfectly. Speaking about throws that rarely produce clean ippons, reverse Seoi Nage is often in that list. Tendo Chir from Mongolia proved that it's not always the case. This time we had an opportunity to witness a nice clean ippon scored with this variation. In the next entry, we have the world champion in heavyweight division, Kokoro Kageura from Japan, and this textbook Kouchi Gari. This next one is another proof that Khammo from Ukraine is an exceptional talent when he's in top form. An effortless standing ippon Seoi Nage in heavyweight division is extremely rare, but with this one, Khammo makes it look easy. Following entry is not the prettiest, but one of the most innovative. Crazy chain of attacks that starts with SODE TSURIKOMI GOSHI, Osotogari, and finally ends with Kosotogari. In Budapest, Grigalashvili was plowing through opposition up until the final. One of the highlights of his day was this huge takedown in the quarterfinal match. At the end of the day, Grigalashvili had to settle down with the silver medal. Another judoka who had to settle down with silver was the defending champion Madeleine Malonga. She made our list with this classic forward and backward combination. She goes for uchimata, gets the reaction from opponent, and switches direction to get this nice ouchi-gari. This next one is probably one of the more brutal looking throws of the tournament. Osotogari is so massive that the opponent bounces off the mat and does a backward roll. Following entry is much smoother. Saki Nizoe and this Kosotogari from quite unusual for this throw, armpit and lapel grip. And the last but not the least is this Osoto Otoshi from Japan's Soichi Hashimoto. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing move, but I love how with this throw he finds a new creative way to deal with over the back grip from his opponent. To me, finding new ways to deal with opponent is one of the essential components of any martial art. Haven't seen this move done before, so I think it deserves an entry in our list. So that'll do for today. I hope you liked this video. There will be one more video with top submissions from Budapest, so stay tuned, stay notified, and I'll see you soon.